I did a review on cruiser bars, the Black Ops brand and the SE. This is the big honkin', and then this is the dog. And now SE and Black Ops offers bigger bars, and I just picked them up and I haven't unpackaged them yet. So this is the Black Ops, and I just want to do a comparison. So here's a Black Ops, and this is the SE. These are called now the big honkin', super big honkin', excuse me. This is the little one, this is the big one. And then the Black Ops, they've got their dog, and now the big dog. So I like building a lot of cruiser bikes and BMX stuff, and I was just really curious, since these are kind of the mainstay that you see out on the market now, of just the comparison to them. So I've already done a review on the dog by Black Ops and the, I'm sorry, I keep messing up on the big honkin' cruiser bars, and you can follow that review. So all these bars are 22.2. That means the tubing diameter and how your stem is going to fit on it. And then your grips, which is 7/8. So old standard, same stuff, 22.2. They're all chromoly construction, or tubing, two pieces. You got one piece here bent and then one in the middle. And they all claim to be TIG welded. The big difference I see is about pricing. You can get the Black Ops in either about $5 difference in their larger one to their smaller one. Only $5 difference. This one retails for around $50. No matter if it's chrome or black, which is unusual. Usually black is cheaper than chrome. And this one is about $45, no matter if it's black or chrome. SE, their larger bar, the super big honkin', I've actually seen it as low as 54, but it's also 64 online. And their smaller one is about the same price in chrome, and black is about $10 cheaper. So pricing is about, you could say $20 difference, maybe $15 difference, depending on what you're buying between the SE and the Black Ops. Now the interesting thing I found, I'm just going to put these two, the ones I've already actually did a review on, the smaller ones, is I saw a difference in, there's about a ½ size difference in the width on these. Black Ops claims these are 31.5. Super Big Honkin' SE says they're 31, but if you read down in their description, they say they're 31.5. So I was interested to see, actually, are these 31.5? And these are actually wider than 30. Yeah, they're about 31, over 31.5. And the SEs are 31.5. So this is even on SE's website. They're saying this is only 31, but actually it's 31.5. Now I'll take the camera off here, and we'll get close to the welds. You'll see that there's a big difference in the quality of the weld. Weight-wise, the big bars here, the big honkin' cruisers, SE, the super big honkins, these are 38 ounces. The Black Ops big dogs are a little bit heavier at 39.14, so about 1 ounce. So is there going to be a big difference? No, you're not going to notice it. but you will see in the welds when I get closer and show them to you. Black Ops doesn't have a lot of specs. I actually had to go to shipping weight from a couple of vendors to find out actually the weight. Black Ops doesn't have any type of good specs like SE. SE has a lot of specs. They're sweep back and all that. So rise is the same. They're both 7 inches. The big dogs and the super big honkin' are both 7 inches. There's a little bit of difference in sweep. Well, actually, I don't even know what the sweep back is on a Black Ops. They claim 10 degrees sweep back on this one and a 1 degree up sweep. So you'll have a nice pullback, slight, and it's a little bit different than these. So let me get the camera off here and I'll get closer on them. You can see the difference in the welds. One additional that I wanted to mention was the bends are really similar as far as the mandrel bends. If you can see, one's more pronounced than the other. They're very similar. There's not a difference like you can see. Like if you ever look at the exhaust pipe, and you can actually see that's not mandrel bent opposed to mandrel bent. That means the diameter, I guess, the radius is continuous, and they're really close. The one thing I did after, kind of looking at is you could see the difference in the chrome. You see how thin this one is from just the scratches, it just being shipped, opposed to the SE, very little scratches. So it just tells me the chrome's a lot thinner. And the tubing, you can actually see the coating is a lot heavier because it goes inside. The SE's on top there. It's kind of got a bevel to it. And the Black Ops, so I guess that would probably mean that maybe the Black Ops would rust out a little bit easier in the long run. But I've never seen a bar rust out, to be honest with you, so maybe that's a moot point. But the tubing isn't, I don't feel a heavy seam in either one of them. So compared to the weights, I'm sure the tubing is pretty close in, in thickness. But chroming, definitely a difference in the finish. All right, we'll check out the welds right now. Since they didn't have any specs on the sweep back on the Black Ops, so I'll just show you. It's very minimal on the sweep back. This is a level table. This is actually a table saw underneath, so that there's not going to be a big difference in how they're laying, especially with the weight of them. So there's a little bit more pullback on the SC than the Black Ops. And the sweep back, I'd say there's a little bit more sweep back, so you can kind of see the gap on the SEs, so very minimal. Now the smaller bars, which I did not realize this until I started doing some measuring, they've actually shortened the length of the SE's bars. Their original big honkin', which is the one I had reviewed, is now only 29 inches. It used to be 31. That's what this one is. Now the Black Ops dog bars are 30 inches, which you can see. Now this SE bar, if you're buying them new, they're not as wide as the old big honkin'. So the super big honkin', I think it came out, this was the widest bar. This was SE's widest bar as a cruiser bar. When they brought this one out, they shrunk this guy. So that was something I found kind of interesting. So now if you're buying one of these, they're actually going to be shorter and smaller than the Black Ops. Shorter rise too. I think these are 7 still. And now they're 6 3/4. And the Black Ops is 6 inches. So there's going to be a little bit different. So I guess this review is null and void anymore. So this is probably the better one. So let's take a look at the welds. This is the Black Ops. You see the label here still on it. And you can tell how it's pinched down right here. The tubing isn't as tight as the SE. There's the SE. You can see how tight the tubing has been cut at the top. And you can see the quality of the weld compared to the SEs. A little bit tighter, nicer looking. As we found on these bars here, this is the old style, or the older review I did on the smaller ones, but same deal. The knurl is kind of boogered up. It's like overlapped, they double lapped it. SC's knurl is real nice and clean. You can tell they just did one run. Same on the older ones. Just manufacturing. Get these pulled up. On top here, you can again see the cleanness of the weld. SC's on the right, Black Ops is the left. Actually see a little bit. Yep, it's just the quality. And definitely see a sweepback difference there. Make sure those are tight. So yeah, there is a big difference on the pullback on the SE's a little bit more than the Black Ops. Height-wise, they're just right on. Even. Chrome finish. You know, I can't say with the... I believe that SEs have got a better finish. Heavier chrome, probably. You can see a lot of the... Now, this probably has some scratches in it, but that just shows the chrome. And these have been out here, you know, on different bikes. I'm not saying they were exposed to weather or anything, but they have been out in the garage. The chrome probably is going to hold up better on the SEs. So that's my take on them. Is I guess my take is, for money-wise, the Black Ops, for pricing, you know, $15, $20 savings today is not too bad. And you're getting almost identical bar. And if you can find an old SE bar, probably, I don't know, it's got to be at least 3 years older. Maybe you got a bargain there. I saw somebody selling a set of these locally for $25, the SEs, the old style. So more bang for your buck for the big guy. If you want a 31-inch, it's probably the big dog. And if you just like some SE stuff and want some name brand good stuff, then the SEs. I got the decal on them. They're nice. Now I want to show some alternatives too. These are motorcycle bars. You can buy these offline. They're 7/8. These don't have holes underneath like most motorcycle bars that run cables. These are motocross bars. They're heavy. A lot of times they are chromoly, but they are big. And the sweepback's a lot too. As you can see, a lot of sweepback. And the rise isn't that much. This is probably ends up as a 7 or 6 inch rise, but look at the sweepback on that. They make for great cruiser bars. The only issues, you know, your knurl for your clamp is usually outside the specs there, but I've never had an issue. I'm going to show you a couple of, these are motorcycle bars here, and those are motorcycle bars there. When you do buy them offline, you got to make sure that they're not all bent up, because if they are off a motorcycle, they probably got some damage, especially a motocross. That bar, that far one there, is definitely bent, and I think this one even had a little bend, but I kind of straightened that one over there and it looks good. But they're actually a nice alternative to spending, you know, $55, $60, and then you got shipping or something. And then you can buy a motorcycle bar, probably even locally if you look them up, for maybe 15 bucks, $10. I actually got these free from somebody. So that's the review. Hopefully this helps somebody. I'd like to hear your comments if you got them. I am going to put one of these 4 bars, not those guys. Well, I might, I don't know. I'm going to put them on that Univega that I'm going to start building here soon. I don't know if I'm going to go with the big wide ones or not. All right, please subscribe. This is HoosierCycles, and we'll talk to you guys in the future.